Hello everybody and welcome back. It's me, Andrea again. I'm so excited that you are here for our Quality Sewing and Vacuums virtual How Do I again. I am really excited to do this with you. We are going to be patching my favorite pair of Gap jeans. And I love them. They're like 15 years old and I just can't help it because they're my favorite work jeans because they have none of that elastic in them, so I just keep repairing them. So we have a few more repairs that you guys are going to help me through today, and I'm going to teach you what I've learned through the years of patching up these jeans. I've gotten pretty good at it now. We're going to go through patching the knee part and also that really tricky back pocket part, like right here, where that always seems to like wear out fast. So, okay, so let's go through this and let's get started. First, I'm going to show you how to patch your knee of your jeans in the embroidery hoop. And you're probably thinking, how do we do that? Because that's kind of a long tube. So what you have to do is I actually tore out the whole side seam. Now there are two seams that you can tear out. I'm going to show you the easiest one, and if this is the front of your pants right here, it's going to be the outer line, the outer side right here. If you look at the inside jean, it has a top stitch on the inside of there. That's going to be really rough. You're going to have to pick out 2 layers of stitching. The outer layer one is only 1 layer, so that's what I did. I don't know if you can see it really well right here, but it's only one seam, just right up the top. So I ripped that out, and this is my knee area where I kneel down on it a lot. I made a little I used my my marker, my wash away marker here, and we're going to move over here to, I'm going to slide this out of the way, although we're going to use it here in just a second. I've used my marker. It's a water erasable, and I just made a little mark right in the center of where I want my, you can see that's where my knee goes, and it's getting worn out. So this is where I want my little Sashiko patch to go. It's about a 5-inch radius right here. And I previewed my patch before I did it on my pants here. I got a little patch of jean, and this is tearaway right here. And this way I was able to preview my stitch to see if it would fit right. So I'm just going to kind of fold this back here so I can get a good idea to see if it's the right size for my knee patch. Oh, look at that! It looks like it's going to fit in there just right. Right like that. And this is the Sashiko that I'm going to put in there. I'm not sure if you can, how well you can see my stitches right there. For this month, my gals brought in Sashiko Reflections. Is that shiny? There you go. And this is actually such a fun embroidery that they brought in. There's a lot of different stitches that you can do, and there's some beautiful, beautiful things that you can do. Original Sashiko is, oh, you can't see that at all. I did a little preview. When I printed it out, I printed out 4 pages on one. Thank you, Gail Mikachonis, because she gave me that idea. And so you can see the stitches. Oh, look at how beautiful those are. Sashiko was originally invented to do patchwork, to do beautiful patchwork, so your clothes would last a long, long time. But you can do this on anything, and just, you can make a jacket or a dress or a pillow or whatever and add these beautiful designs to it. There's many more, but the one I chose was right here. All right, so like I said, I previewed it on a little scrap piece. That's going to work perfect. So my fabric itself is getting thin. It's wearing out because I use it a lot. So the first thing that we're going to do, this is SF101 fusible. I'm going to go to the back here. Got my little spot right like that. I'm going to go to the back part of my knee, and I'm going to reinforce my fabric a little bit. That's part of doing up your patches. It's making sure that they look cute on the front, and then they also are reinforced in the back. Oh, look at that. Love that. So now I know my fabric is going to be reinforced from the back. And where I got this idea for doing patches on our jeans is from the Modern Day Quilter Patchwork Quilted Projects. No shinies? Okay, there we go. No shinies. You can see in this picture here, look at those cute patches. She did her patches by hand. I'm not a huge fan of doing patches by hand. That's why I opened my seams here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but she added lace. She used up a little orphaned block. You can add blocks like this. You can actually just do it to a normal, regular old pair of pants that you want to spruce up and make it look really artsy and fun and cute. I'm not sure if I mentioned this, but there's a little bit of lace in there too. You can put buttons on it. You can do applique. There's all kinds of fun things that you can do to your jeans, but these are just some that I'll do with you today. All right, so I have that on there, my SF101, because I am reinforcing the back side of my fabric because my fabric was getting thin. Ooh, look at that already. Look at, you can see it's got some body to it. My jeans. All right, now we're just going to, this is just my small hoop, my 5x7 here. There we go. I'm going to put in some tear away right here, and my jeans right here. Oop. It is really tricky working with a pair of jeans. I'm not gonna lie. It's like you move one piece and the rest of it gets in the way. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna flip this edge out right there. Okay, I think that's about the middle, but I'll be able to tell more when I get this in here. Not quite the middle. I'm gonna slide this over. Now what I'm doing is I'm marking up the middles here, and the middles here, the lines. Ooh, I think I need to let it out a little bit more. The jeans are quite thick. There we go. Letting that out a little bit more. Give it a good push down there. Oh, it's the seam. We may have to push it over. There we go. It doesn't really like putting in that. It doesn't like the seam right here. Hold on. We're going to open it just a little bit more. We'll get this, right? I'm going to straighten this up so they don't have any poofs. And just like that. That feels good. All right, we got it. Woot, woot. I'm going to tighten that up now that we've got that all in there. My little thing right there. Okay, I've got it on. I'm going to put this in the machine. We're going to get it started, and then I'm going to show you how to make the little tiny patches out of orphaned quilt patches and quilt pieces. Okay, we're going to move on over to the machine. And I am grateful for throat space, so I can just shove my jeans in there. I'm going to shove the majority of all my jeans to the back side over here, so I don't have to worry about that. And I'm definitely going to make sure that the extra leg is, the extra part of the leg is over there. And I am using a slight thicker fabric as well. Oh, hold on. I got to wake up my machine. Wake up. Okay. All right, there we go. It's awake. It's awake.
Andrea, there's a suggestion.
Oh, yes.
You can hoop a sticky stabilizer? Could you do it that way as well?
Yeah, you absolutely can if you would like to. I love, especially when I'm working with the jeans, like this fabric, because it's older and it's kind of bubbly and wonky. I wanted that nice tautness in there. But you can use sticky stabilizer. I'm just not a huge fan of trying to get it off of the back of jeans and stuff. And so that's why I was using the tearaway at this point. But also another suggestion that you can use if you don't want to do the sticky stabilizer, if you have the Sew Tights magnets, you can also float your jeans. If you've got like smaller jeans, like these are women's jeans, so they easily fit in a 5x7. But if you have kid jeans, which are the jeans that the knees wear out of the fastest, or even like a pair of like sweatpants or something, you can float those easily with those Sew Tights magnets too. Love those Sew Tight magnets for floating. So thank you. Good suggestion. Thank you for suggesting that. Okay, back over here. I'm going to say I want, oops, this one. Sorry, I had it chosen beforehand. Oh, there it is, right there. And then I did a couple of other things. We're going to set that. That's the one I want. We don't need to edit it. I want it just the way it is. I'm going to tell the machine, yes, I am ready to embroider. And then I just put the foot down and tell it to go. Okay, while this is sewing, we're going to move on over to our other camera over here. And I'm going to show you how to make a patch. Okay. So, the first thing you want to do in order to make a patch is you want to get some fabric that's like canvas. I don't really know where this came from, but it feels like military grade, like really hard canvas pants, bottom weight material. Okay, and I love it for making patches. This looks like the front. So I'm going to flip this over to the back and put that, get that ready right there. I'm going to use some OESD Fuse and Seal. Can you see that, or is it shining? Okay, there we go. OESD Fuse and Seal. This stuff is amazing. This is totally for making patches and lots of other things, but today we're using it for making patches. And put that back right there. So I've got myself a little chunk of the OESD Fuse and Seal. I'm going to make sure there's like a bumpy side and there's a smooth side. So I'm going to put the bumpy side down and notice that my patch is bigger than my glue, my OESD Fuse and Seal right there. And I'm going to set that over the top, and I'm going to melt those together for a few seconds, right like that. I like to always cut my fusible bigger than I need the patch area to be, and then also I'm going to let that cool. I'm just going to set that aside there. You don't want to peel it off. Whenever you use fusibles, ooh, that's hot. Whenever you use fusibles and you have a peel back, you want to let it cool all the way before you peel it off, because that glue is still cooling and it's still like seeping into the fabric, and you don't want to pull it off too soon. Otherwise, it may separate from your fabric. We're going to set that there. Oh, look, it's already cut and it's ready to go. So if this was the case, I would see how it's a little bit smaller. I do that because I know that Fuse and Seal has sealed all of these edges. If I was to just kind of cut straight along this edge here, I'm going to see how it's got like the edges that are fraying and peeling. You're going to have that. So I like to be able to cut it smaller than that. So this is actually going to be like we did with my other pants. This is going to go on the back inside of that little pocket where the fabric is starting to fray and go away. So this doesn't actually matter really what color it is unless it matters to you. This is just going on the inside of my patch right there. Okay, so I had some little scraps from a quilt that I had made, and these were just extras. I actually cut them wrong, so I thought, oh, these would make such cute little patches. This will be a good patch for that right there. Or if you have some fun fabric, you can fussy cut out like the little flower and these cute cherries, and you could make that about the same size. You could make that your patch too, whatever you wanted to do. Okay, do we have another question? It's fuse and seal like heat and bond? Absolutely. And that was a great question. Fuse and seal and heat and bond, I actually get those two names mixed up all the time because they pretty much do the same thing. So they're interchangeable. You can use them either way. Good question. They're both permanent, and they're going to just absorb right into the fibers of your fabrics. So you're going to do an awesome patch that way. Okay, we'll head back over here. And the next thing that we're going to do is ByAnnie's double-sided basting tape. I actually buy these, like a lot of these containers all at one time. And what's cool is they actually have 2 of these inside of there. I love this 1/8 of an inch tape. It is double-sided, it is sticky, it is fusible, and it's permanent. And I love it. So what we're going to do, I've already done 2 of these little sides here. You can see how these are folded over, really nice. These 2 are raw edges. You can see how the edges are starting to fray off. I've got my little double-sided basting tape right here. I'm merely going to take a little bit of my tape. Oh, I like to put it right along the edge, right there. And then you can literally just tear it off. It's so cool. Okay, and I'm only going to do one side at a time because I want to make sure that these corners are the corners are kind of the most important parts right there. And oh, it's done. We're gonna visit that in a second to see what it looks like because I don't even know what I just did to my pants. Okay, so we've got our little sticky on there. We're gonna take our iron and we're going to just shoot it with a little bit of heat, just like that. Whoop. I love this little tiny, almost like a finger on this. You can go right across the top there. Whoop. All right. I usually have like a pressing thing that helps to absorb the heat, and I don't have one, so I'm just going to use my little scrap piece of fabric right there and give it a little press. And what I'm doing right there is I'm pulling out any heat or moisture. I ironed it over there, I pull it over here, I put a little thing right there. Usually I have my little clapper, my metal clapper, but not today. All right, so that feels pretty. Oh, look at that. Whoop. Comes off great, and because it's sticky, I can just fold that over right like that. Oh, look, it's staying. Isn't that so great? And then you blast it with a little bit of heat again. And that heat is going to just make that glue absorb right into the fibers on the other side. Ta-da! So great. Cool it down just a little bit. You can take it to the other side. Same thing. Except this time I'm putting the glue or the tape glue right over the top of those edges right there and there. Want to make sure those are nice and covered. I'm going to hit it with some heat. Again, got that finger right on there. Oh yeah, it's already sticking great. I'm going to take this over, give it a little press. Do you like my find a way, make a way? We're making this happen. Whoop, just like that. We're going to flip that over and press it down. It's got the sticky on it. That little corner is a little bit tricky to stick, so we're going to push that down a little bit because it's got quite a bit of stuff going on there, as it was an old leftover mistake block for my quilt. Going to give it a little extra press and a little extra love there on the corner. All right. Whoop. And just like that, we have a fully finished little patch that we've got the back part and the front part that you'll see. And we're going to go over to the pants and I'll show you what it looks like on the jeans. And set that over there. Oh, look at that! That looks so cool! I'm so excited for my new jeans. They have some new life in them right there. Okay. Let's pull it out. Look at that! That looks so cool with all my paint splotches and stuff with it. It like really made my pants look so cute. These are my artsy fartsy work in the yard pants and they just look so much more fun. Yay! All right, so let's take it out of the hoop right here. Now I have to do my other knee in one of the other Sashiko designs because that would just be super fun. Oh, I'm not sure if I told you this, but now that I have this my little preview to see if I wanted to do it, it was the right size, I can also take some of this Fuse and Seal, and I want to make sure that I cut the piece like big like this, and then when I go to cut it out, I can cut it out like 1/4 of an inch around, all the way around after I put my Fuse and Seal on there, and fold the edges underneath and iron it on, and then I can have another patch that I can use for something else. So that's another way to make your patches as well. Oh my goodness, I'm so excited. I love this. This is so great. And then I can just tear the backing off like that. And then I'll go in later on and pick out the rest of the tearaway. And just like that, I've got some cute, I've reinforced my knee so it's not going to tear through the fabric as easily. And then all I have to do is put my pants wrong side out, like so. You can see I've patched it many times, but this is like a good way to do it. And then I'm going to use some heavier thread, like a 30 weight thread. I just have to sew straight down the seam, and then I just serge the top of it, and voila, my pants have a new life right there. But let's go back to the little pocket area, and I will show you what I did with these little guys right on here. Inside, you can see that I have that little patch that I previously made. I ironed it on really well right there, right over that hole. And then I put my little patch that I made with you a second ago, just like that. I put the patch on right here, and the hole is right here, so it's a little tricky. I still wanted to be able to use my pants really well, so I angled my square a little wonky over here because it was starting to rip a little bit over this way. So now all I have to do is go and stitch this on. Now you can use a decorative stitch, you can use a top stitch, the possibilities are endless. So we're going to move over to the machine really quickly and stitch this little guy on. We're going to move the machine from the embroidery unit to a regular sewing machine really quickly, because we are almost done. We're done. I'm going to turn this off for a second. I'm going to slide this unit out and slide this unit in. just like that. Oh, I turned it on, just like that. I didn't even mean to. Okay, I've got my special little tool here that unloosens the screw for my special foot for regular old stitching. Now I did find with this machine I have to like unscrew it a lot in order to get this little guy on here. All right, we'll slide him right on. I did not mean to take it out all the way though. Hold on. Use both my hands to get him in there. Righty-tighty, lefty-loosey, right? Am I going the right way? Okay, there we go. Yay, success. Okay, ta-da. Okay, when you have a screw that's really loose, I tighten it up by hand as much as I can, and then I go in with my tool and I tighten it up a little bit more. Whenever you do it by hand, always make sure that you follow up with your tool. Otherwise, it will eventually come off. It is not tight enough just by hand. Okay, we've got our machine set up for regular sewing. And put that up there. Okay, now what I like to do for top stitch, and especially with a pair of jeans, is I like to make the stitch longer. So I'm going to go into my machine and tell it I want my length at 3.5. Right there. I'm going to unbutton this so I've got a little bit more space to work with. We're going to use this bright blue because apparently I like bright blue today. I'm going to put that down and go backwards. And just like this, we are going to sew through that corner pocket like butter. It's awesome. Okay, one thing that I do like about the machine is that, we're going to stuff that through there. Oh, I'm going to go one more stitch. Is this one is set for needle down. Ooh, you can't see that very well, sorry. There's all this stuff here. But when I stop, my needle stops down. And I really love that for turning corners. I'm going to do, one more stitch. There we go. And then I put my foot up, but my needle is still down, so that is going to make a perfect corner. Move my jeans right there. Okay. We're almost done. Look at it, it's going through some amazing layers here. Okay, one more stitch. Ooh. That went super fast. Oh, I have it set as a really high setting. Okay, so I'm going to do my needle up because I went a little too far. And I'm going to slide my fabric back just a little bit. You're learning my tricks and techniques for when I go too far. All right, scooch it back just a little bit, and then I'm going to tell the needle to go down. Ooh, that was so thick, but it went through it anyways. This is an awesome machine. Now, one thing that you want to keep track of with jeans are the little metal rivets and things that are all over our jeans. And I'm just right beside it, but I am not going to sew over it. All right, here we go. Oh. I didn't realize my foot was up because it was so thick. Okay, here we go. Almost there. One more stitch. There we go. Needle up. Ooh. Make sure I don't have any pockets in the way. And there we go. Oh, that's so thick. But it's going awesome! This is amazing! One more stitch. Okay. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go right back over where I first started. Put that down. Going to back up. One more. And I'm going to tell it to cut. And we're done. And I'll show you what our finished repaired pair of pants look like. Don't forget when you get to the end to trim out all of your little tails, because that is what is going to make your project look finished and beautiful. Whoop. Just like that. All right, we'll come back to the front here so you can see what all we did. Oh my goodness, I am so excited. Okay, it went through all of those layers. Where's my little patch? All of these little layers. It just sewed right through all of these different layers, just like that. And look at how cute my little patch is now. Now I'm going to go over and use that other patchwork to fix this hole, because I have a hole in that one. Okay, and look at my jean front right there. Isn't that so cute? I'm so excited. So I'm just going to stitch up the rest of these, and then my jeans will be repaired again, and I can look all artsy-fartsy and cute in my art pants. And I hope that this inspires you to go and repair some of your own jeans, your sweatpants, anything like that. Reuse them and have fun with your machine. Thank you for joining me here at Quality Sewing and Vacuum.